Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. It is a conservative coin collector. What I have in my hand is 1 troy-ounce of silver. And if you've been living under a rock the last couple of months, or if you just don't pay attention to it, you need to know that silver has gone absolutely cuckoo bananas. It has. This 1 troy-ounce of silver yesterday was $120 an ounce. This would be worth $120 if I sold it at face value. And now it's at $85 an ounce. It tanked like $30 or $40 in just one day. And silver, it fluctuates. It's like the stock market. It's like cryptocurrency. It fluctuates. It goes up, it goes down. It goes up, it goes down. And a lot of people say that silver and gold are very similar in that way. But unlike gold, silver is so much more volatile right now. And it's probably going to be so much more volatile for who knows how much longer. Interesting fact about silver. Historically, it's always been 1/10 the price of gold. So if gold is at $5,000 per ounce, silver will be $500 an ounce. Gold is at like 54, 55, 5600 bucks an ounce right now. So if let's say gold is at 5600 bucks an ounce, this would be $560 an ounce. But the U.S. government has basically been controlling the price of silver, and the dollar relies on silver partially still. The silver fluctuates, the dollar fluctuates, and which is why I don't get why we're not backed by silver and gold anymore. Because back when we were, our money still had value. This is never going to be worthless. But paper currency and the clad junk nonsense our coins are made of now, that will be worthless. And we don't necessarily have to go back to end up putting the actual silver in our coins, just be backed by them. Bring back silver certificates. That would be pretty ideal for the situation we're in right now. Granted, President Trump, at least in America, is doing the best he can to keep the economy good. He said the S&P is an all-time high, but I don't pay attention to that. I just pay attention to coin collecting. And silver and gold seems to go hand in hand when talking about precious metals and the similarities and all that. But there is a difference. We have a lot of gold. We don't have all that much silver. Silver has a much smaller. We have a much smaller percentage of silver than gold. It's got a much smaller liquidity and a much higher demand. Now, silver is not just used in coins and jewelry and decorations and things you would think you'd find silver in. One of the big uses is electronics. There is silver in the phone I'm recording on, and this my laptop back here. And even if you go to nano silver, nano silver is a little different, but that's used in a lot of medical things. But regular silver is also used in solar panels and surgical equipment, and it's got a million uses, and there's only so much of it out there. I was at my local coin shop about 10 minutes from my house, and the poor guy lost a lot of money on silver. He bought several ounces at a wholesale dealer for 120 bucks an ounce. And it was at 70 something this morning. He lost over $20 an ounce on all the silver that he bought. And if silver, hopefully it continues to rise. There are speculations it's going to get to 200, 300, 400 bucks an ounce. And then very out there speculations that say it's going to hit $50,000 an ounce. That I don't think it's going to be 50 grand an ounce, not by a long shot. But by the end of this next year here, if it's at $200, $300, $400 an ounce, I could see that happening. Or maybe silver, I don't want to say tanks, but goes back down at maybe $30 or $40 an ounce. People realize it's worth, and more people start stacking, and then it goes back up. That could also happen too, because I can scream it from the rooftops, and there are people who still don't care, who still think silver's a fad. There's a lot of people who thought cryptocurrency was a kind of a fad, and I'm not necessarily into it, but you could get a lot of money out of that kind of thing too. Me personally, I like to hold my currency. You can't do that with the ones and the zeros, but still a lot of money in it. If you want to know where to buy silver, go to your local coin shop. Don't go to a pawn shop. A pawn shop is going to squeeze every last dollar out of you. But if you go to a reputable coin shop, they're not going to try to squeeze every last dollar out of you. They're going to sell it to you at the fairest price possible. And let's say you have two things and you don't know if they're made of silver. You have this coin and this coin. Both very shiny, and they both look almost like identical in metal content. One is silver, and one is actually steel. Both of them make a very different sound when, let's say you try to drop it. You can just tell which one sounds silver. The silver one has a nice ting to it, and the other one doesn't have that metallic I can't describe it. They sound different. And another way you can tell is grab a magnet. See this magnet? I could do this all day long, and the silver is never going to stick to it because silver is not magnetic. Meanwhile, if it sticks, it's not silver. Now, I'm just giving you an exaggerated example, but there are people out there that will sell these stainless steel silver eagle lookalikes. And there's a lot of crooks out there when it comes to selling stuff like that. So just, if you want to buy, or if you want to buy more and you don't know where to go, just do your research. Go to a reputable coin dealer. If you want to buy more in bulk, I'm sure there's places online. Don't go to Etsy or eBay or even Amazon. Go to, I'm sure JW Bullion has good deals on that kind of thing. But that's if you want to buy a lot of them. And key facts where I am in New York, just in New York State in general, New York State will tax your silver if you buy it, but if you buy over $1,000 in silver, it's tax free, which I find interesting because New York State will squeeze every last tax dollar out of you. And if it wasn't for the fact that I got family here and money here and a lot, there's too many routes here for me to leave. But go to a place like Florida with no state tax and none of it's taxed. But that's what I learned from the coin dealer is if it's over $1,000, tax free. Unfortunately, I don't have $1,000 to spend on any kind of bullion. Just in January alone, I put $2,000 down on my new car, and I have car payments on that. And I put about $1,100 down at the gun range to buy a new firearm. And I'm going to do a video on that and post it to my Rumble page because YouTube doesn't like guns. That's what I'll do. But for right now, I'm just going to leave you with I'm the Conservative Coin Collector. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share, and hit that bell icon. And until next time, I'm signing off. So long, everybody.